Fogeca, le Fonds africain de l'intégration économique.
We have just recognized from our political leaders here that there has been a lot of investment between United Arab Emirates and Africa. I'm sure other parties are also interested in bringing their funds and their expertise to the African continent. The biggest trouble we have currently is that of risk. Because when you're doing an investment in any sector in Africa, the first thing you want to check is what are the risks I'm taking for the returns that I'm getting. So despite the fact of abundance of natural resources, despite the fact of having a young population, dynamic and educated population, we need to diversify these risks. And these risks that are critical to our success include political risk, political stability, which we need to work to ensure that our countries are more stable politically. We also need to work on our currencies, because currencies values affect the trade and the investor. At the end of the day, if they come to invest in your country and they cannot get their money back, or they get their money back but the value of your country has dropped significantly within a short space of time, it means they will not be that much interested in coming over there. Also, the regulatory sector, we need to be more open and attractive to investors by creating a more transparent and fairer regulatory environment with legal support for aggrieved parties. These include the lawyers, this includes access to the courts, to ensure that whatever the investor that comes into your country has problems with, the government and the people come together to resolve, so that they know that they are welcome and their money is not going to go in vain by being conned by people within the country. So, as we can see what UAE has done and transformed their country, the first and foremost is to protect investors, to make sure that they are giving all the facilities and attractive environment for them to bring their money, and to make sure that their money is shielded and protected from fraudsters and from any other party that is trying to play games on them. So Africa has the resources, Africa has the material, Africa has the people, but we need to create more enabling environment, not only to give incentive to investors to come and take advantage of us and take our resources away, but like the Honorable Minister there has stated, let them come and invest to refine those products inside of Africa. Let them add value to the products rather than take the products away and sell it back to us at a higher price. And these are things that we are beginning to insist on the oil and sector, on the mining sector. Certain African countries are now insisting on developing at least mini industries so that the value added is more seen by the population and benefited of the population. So I know, and most of us know, what Africa has: abundance of natural resources, fish, forestry, arable land, sand, you name it. But we need to coordinate our activities. The African Free Trade Organization is one good step. Well, we need to also open our borders, lift off this colonial yoke that is holding us back, institute the African passport so that Africans can move freely and intertrade and use resources within Africa, but also enable other parties who have the means and the technique and the investment to come into Africa and invest, Africa to benefit and they also to benefit. And I'm sure UAE would be very happy to come and do that once they know their resources and their investment is well protected. So I'll stop here for now until later. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Job. And just to mention your tremendous support towards Fogeca. This is coming directly from the president and the entire Fogeca team. You are basically a Fogeca member now. Every time that you've been called upon, you have answered. Thank you so very much for your support throughout the years. And speaking of, utilizing and authorities, he is also the former PURA, which stands for Public Utilities Regulatory Authority in the Gambia. He was a former director.
Fogeca, le Fonds africain de l'intégration économique.